Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everyone, and welcome to Outdoor Adventures TV. This is going to be our first video today, and we're going to be fishing a local pond here about 1 minute from my actual house. This pond has produced some pretty big lunkers or slaunches or whatever you might call these bass over time through mini bass jigs, finesse jigs, and basically jigs overall. Today we're going to throw a little bit different. We're going to do a Texas rig on the bait caster, and we're going to do a Z-Man's Shroom jig finesse, and we're gonna throw a nice trailer on there, and we're gonna toss that out there on the spin reel, and we're gonna see what we can produce today for you guys. So if you guys like the content, make sure you like and subscribe, and keep tuned. I'm gonna try and post something once a week for this foreseeable future. Any other questions or anything, comment below and let me know what you think. All right, guys, so we've made it to the spot, and as you can see, we're going to be setting up in between a little storm drain area today in a residential area. You got 4 storm drains that really help hold a lot of aquatic life inside of them, and there's a lot of rock structure that's in there, and as you can see, there's rock built up in between each of these pipes on each side that go out into the water and act as kind of a finger for the fish to sit on. And there's also some sparse vegetation out there. Currently, kind of looks like we have some, popping going up on the top of the water. But I think we're going to stick to going underneath. And let's get this stuff rigged up, and we'll talk to you when we're done. We're going to be throwing this Shrooms Micro Finesse Jig in a 3/16 today. Comes in a 2-pack, and I actually purchased these from Dick's Sporting Goods here in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Twin Cities area. And these are just such a great bait. The 3/16 is going to be a little heavy today, but I want to maintain contact with this while it's on the bottom, and I want to make sure that it's there. There's some big fish in here, so hopefully this will get it down. And in this fishing spot, actually, there is a drop-off. And I will show you guys that on a map a little bit later if I can find it again, that drops down to about 20 feet to kind of handle all that washout and rain that comes off. So right here, you got a really nice keeper on these, a beautifully tied skirt. There's your hook keeper right there. You got a hook keeper right there, and we're going to be hooking this up. You got a light wire hook, so you want to make sure that you have a rod and reel that can handle all that. Today we're going to be using a St. Croix Mojo Bass medium heavy fast action 7'1" rod. This is made by St. Croix. We're going to be throwing some 832 Suffix 10-pound braid with a 8-pound fluoro leader tied on. And we are going to throw a nice trailer on here. I'm probably going to go with something that's orange to try and kind of match the hatch of what we have in here. We have some warmouth, some pumpkin seeds, a really good population of a lot of different bait fish for these bass to forage on. You do have weed guards on these. Sometimes you need to check them to make sure that they're not impeding your hook. You want it to make it so that you don't get snagged, but you also want to make sure that it's not going to cause you to miss a hook set in the event that you go to set that hook and you just don't set it hard enough. We're going to toss this bait first today after I get this trailer on here. Got to get through the bag. Today we're going to be throwing as a trailer a TRD Bugs Watermelon Red. This is a great bait. It has that Elastec on it. Really functions well. Underwater, has great action. Let me take it out so you guys can see the tail. And we're running a kind of low on them, actually. So we might need to run to the store again and get some more. These things are so great. They last forever. As you can see, you have a split tail here, and you can split that if you want to get a little bit more action. I kind of leave it as one piece. That way I kind of get more of a tail out of it you know, kind of like a fishtail if I'm trying to do a fish imitation, or if I'm trying to do a craw imitation, depending. So let's get this rigged up. Sometimes these hook protectors can get in your way when you're trying to get this set up. So I'll talk to you again once I get this rigged. Sometimes these plastic holders on these hooks can be such a pain to get that seated up. All right, we've got it rigged. Got a nice tail on there. Beautiful skirt that's going to sit right down on that, and that's going to give us some great action on the bottom of the water. And just to look at the setup, we're also throwing the line off of a Daiwa Tachula 3000 LT 3000 DCXH. This reel for me has been a lifesaver. The drag on it is just unmatched, in my opinion. I've heard about the Stratic CI4, and I've heard great things. Just haven't gotten the chance to try it out yet. If you guys want to see me do a review on that, just go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button, and we'll see what we can get done. We're going to let that sink to the bottom on some loose line, slack line, if you will. And then we're going to start hopping it across the bottom. We're going to try and fish this pretty slow this morning. It's a little cold today in Minnesota, about 50 degrees this morning. Very overcast skies. We're expecting some rain later on today. Got about a 70% chance. That's why I'm trying to get out here early this morning. We're going to circle this side, get some fishing done on this side. And we're gonna switch to the other side after we kind of scan this side. One thing I forgot to mention, you know, everybody who goes out fishing, make sure you guys check your drag before you start tossing out in the water, like I forgot to. You want to make sure that drag's set for what you're going for. With these light wire hooks, if you have a you know, a really light wire hook, and then you have your drag set extremely tight or tighter than it should be, you're going to run into issues with your light wire hook bending depending on the, you know, the size of the fish. So we're going to keep fishing this. I might actually leave the jig on my bait caster. Nope. Oh, got some. Oh, you okay? Yeah. Okie dokie. Yeah, no problem. Happens to all of us. One of the things that you guys really should remember is letting that bait fall to the bottom on slack line, letting it get down there. Once you get down there, getting a taut line, that way you can feel everything going on, and then just give it a few hops. Some people, there's different retrieval methods. Some people just pull, lift, and then let it fall, reeling in the slack line as it goes. However you fish it is your prerogative. And it also depends on where you're at and what you're fishing for all as well. Depending on the vegetation around, you never know what you're going to hit, you know, like I am right now, fishing through some vegetation. Those weed guards are helping me out, keeping me off, and then giving it a nice little tug once in a while to get those weeds off of there. Helps out. You know, sometimes I like to flip this down in front of me. Other times I like to get a little bit of distance. Today I'm fishing out as far as I'm comfortable with getting a nice hook set on this medium heavy rod. We definitely have enough backbone for anything that's in here. I mean, for sure, and that tip is going to help us feel a lot. Such an amazing rod this whole thing is. These Mojo Bass rods are just excellent. I mean, you have nothing to worry about with these rods at all. Hopefully we can connect for you guys today. We're going to do a full circle around this pond today, and we're gonna fish the other side as well, those drainage over there. We've had good luck over there before too. Kind of jerk that a little bit, get that off there. All right, let's clean this up. All right, let's walk over to this one, cast next to these weeds. We're gonna try and cast right along the side of these and bring it right up along the edge, kind of see if there's any bass sitting on the edge of the water or edge of the grass. You know, trying to hit up bait fish. It's early, it's before a storm, so you never know what they could be doing. Best practice for this is to just fish it slow. You know, I'm saying fish it slow, but I might be fishing it a little too fast right now. You know, I still have to run errands for my mother-in-law, and I just want to make sure that I get some video content out there for you guys. So this might be a multi-trip video, just so I can make sure I get a nice fish for you guys. You know, you can't post your first video and not have at least a 19-pounder to post up there, you know. All right, get a few more casts on this side. Now, I've caught a beautiful fish out here, and I'll post a picture here towards the end of what that fish looked like. And I actually caught it right here, maybe 10 feet off the side with this same jig setup. I did have a different trailer on the finesse jig. I had a Rage Ned, and it had a orange-green body, and I can actually show you guys that here in a second. It's actually in my bag, which I may switch to depending on how this fishing goes. When I come out here, I try and stick to one bait. I can see a little bit of topwater action, but until I change my line, I'm not really comfortable throwing topwater. I don't really know what I'm going to be getting into with these guys. There could be northern in here, and I really don't want my line getting any more messed up than it already is. So as you guys can see, I switched to the other side. We're gonna start piecing this apart. Nice little school of bass that sits over here sometimes. And then these underwater drainage tubes give us a little bit more habitat for these fish to sit in. So we gotta get this off now. Heavy vegetation on this side. I could probably fish a topwater over here. And I did have luck the other day when I was fishing over here with a Chapo, Berkeley Chapo, I believe. I'll post a picture of that fish as well. There's going to be a kid in there. I can tell you the story about that. Fishing over here the other day, and a kid was out here, and while he was out here, I had hooked up on that fish from this tube right here, and Kid wanted to take a selfie with the fish because he wanted to take a picture with a big bass. Wow, we're in some thick stuff. There we go. Yeah. There we go. We're out of there. Let's check our trailer. Oh, almost had one right there. Oh, we're wrapped up. Let's put this back out there and see if we can connect. Clear this tail off. There we go. It was a big loop for a small cast, huh? They're probably sitting shallow with how cold this weather's been. They're probably up there underneath all that cover. Come on. Where'd you go? There's actually goldfish in this pond slash lake, whatever you want to call it. This actually goes up there and then wraps around to the right. It's a pretty decent pond for sure. He was over there somewhere. We just gotta find him. And now this channel is going to be a channel primarily for beginners. We're going to learn together, and we're going to try and become master anglers together. That is my goal, and you guys can hear it on this video first, I guess. I won't even post it in the description. My goal as a resident of Minnesota is going to become a grandmaster angler. And that's going to be within the next while. So if you guys want to see that, it's going to be a lot of videos. It's going to be a lot of work. And I can go over the rules and regulations and stipulations of it all in another video to give you guys the full rundown. But I think this is going to be it, guys. We're not getting a lot today. This is going to be a 7 to 8 minute video of basically me throwing things out there and not having very good casts. But in all honesty, a lot of fishing channels out there nowadays, they only show those highlights, and you don't really get to see the fishermen struggle through not catching anything, having to adjust baits, having to adjust their approach, fishing different spots, moving and continuing to move. If you want to catch fish, you got to move and cover water. But today that's just not possible because of, chores and everything else going on. But I appreciate you guys tuning in today, and I appreciate all the support in the future, hopefully, that I'll get. And, I look forward to creating content and making it so that you guys become better fishermen while I become a better fisherman. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and don't forget to like and subscribe.